Hello and welcome to Budget Model Railways, and I thought I'd do an update on my micro N-gauge layout oval, which is really a shunting layout. It just happens to be an oval as well. I'm going to talk about a few things, some of the locos and the buildings and techniques, so worth staying with us to the end, especially if you haven't caught the earlier videos, and if not, why not go and have a look. So this is relatively small. I think it's 27 inches by 14. It's a 12-inch radius diameter curve. That's the Kato set track one. It's all using Kato track, which now that I've got the scenery down, looks really realistic. It's Kato points. Doug's wired them up to ordinary DP DT switches at the front for me, which work really well. So it's been quite good to have point motors for the first time in, I think last time we had point motors was Greenhill Hall, which was the first layout we built. So that's over 10 years ago. So operationally, it's really good. It's the classic train set layout that Cyril Freezer used to talk about. So I can run a freight train, I can run the freight train into the freight sidings, and then I can run a passenger train out. And by copying European practice with the platform lower level between the two tracks, it can run round there without having to come in. I can get 5 big wagons, more than that of little wagons in the sidings. And obviously if I just want to shunt, which is what it was built for, as an inglenook effectively, 1, 2, 3 lines, I've got a long siding here and a very long head shunt. And it's great fun actually shunting. It's really the world's best shunting layout. It just happens to be an oval. I put most of the scenery down now, as you can see. I was quite pleased with the scratch built signal box. I've done most of the grass, which I described last time, I think. Oh, knocked a mast over. Look at that. They just get glued in holes. I've saved the Stonehenge from my 00 layout in the shed and put it on there. Cut down a little bit. So I just put PVA down, then scatter, then watered down PVA and water and static grass. And it dries then all sorts of different colours, which is great. I've added an awful lot of trees, and it does show again in N the advantage of N, because these are quite small trees in 00, but they're big trees in N-gauge. And trees in real life are big. So we've got buildings here, trees here much bigger than the buildings, which is what you'd get in real life. I've got to do a lot of detail still. I haven't finished it. I've got bits of road to do there. Now, a little cautionary tale is I checked the height of the tunnel mouths using the steeple cab loco, but it's shorter than the other locos. So that had to be ripped out both sides. I have fixed one, that side, and I've got to do something similar now on the other side. I was quite pleased with the little hut. It's a Hornby 00 point motor hut. Mark, who donated a lot of the track and the bits from America, those were some doors and loading bay doors. So that's going to make a little garage in there. I've still not quite decided about back scene or not. I might run a back scene along the back and down the sides, I'm not sure. Still very pleased with the stream. Just cheap yacht varnish over ballast and paint. So it's fairly standard look for me. So the idea was to copy the 00 layouts I've built like this, the various Homeward ones, Homeward Valley and so on, into N, but in a more compact space. And what greatly aids this is Tomix and Kato. So this is a Bobo electric locomotive by Tomix, quite happily negotiating 6-inch radius curves. You won't be able to do that with anything on UK outline. Neither will you be able to buy something like that for £26 including postage, which is what I got it for, effectively brand new, £80 or £90 for the nearest UK outline. As much as I'd like them, they can't compete with these for running quality. I know the newer Daypol ones are okay, but I recently bought the EFE J94 in N-gauge. Awful runner, wouldn't shunt at all, wouldn't run slow speed over points. It's no good saying it's short wheelbase. The Kato steeple cab are even shorter wheelbase, and they shunt wonderfully, and they cost £37. So it's worth thinking about. So in there at the moment I've got the wonderful little Kato pocket line steam train. That's what started the whole N thing. They were really cheap when I got that about 5 or 6 years ago. I think it was 40 quid. They are a bit more now. And it was that then that got me looking again at N-Gauge, experimenting with a few layouts, enjoying the scenery, and then enjoying the Tomics and Kato locos and rolling stock that are ridiculously cheap. And this is going to be, I think, probably the best shunting layout I've built. I sat last night just to test it and shunted happily for quite a long while. And when you've done shunting for a bit, you can run the train round, watch it go round, or you can pull it into the siding and run a passenger train round. It's a small lightweight layout, so I can do what I've done here, which is pick it up, put it in the kitchen. It really does show off everything that's great about N, and particularly Japanese N, because this, as I keep saying, it's a very small layout. You'll struggle to do this with UK outline. Pico first radius track is 6 inches wider than this. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of the detailing, figures, cars, people, to improve the look of it. The Cantanary, I'm quite pleased with. That's come along quite nicely. I do like the little station area there. That was just a hut, a house that I had left, a Gauge Master bungalow, and a Kato bus stop, and a little shed. So I'm pleased with the look of it, and once we bring it to life with some people and some cars and that sort of thing, it's going to be a very useful layout. I do like switching the points. That works very well as well. So there we go. Brief update. Doug's working on something very exciting in his cabin. He's just walked in. So say hi, Doug, for those of you that haven't seen him for a long while. So this is an N-Gauge suspension bridge to cover the gap over the door. If any of you have been watching, we put a high-level layout into Doug's workshop, which is a 30-year-old summer house. And he's 3D printed the uprights and then laser cut all the girder element, and we put a piece of Kato track on. So it didn't really cost us anything. Well, we had to buy some plywood, but we used that for other things. But just shows you what can be done with laser cutting and 3D printing. I don't know what a bridge that length would cost you from Fowler or somebody like that, and it's custom built to fit Doug's specific layout. That was good timing, Doug.
Yep.
Speak to you later. So there we go. I hope you've enjoyed that, a little update. I will do, when I get a bit more time, I will do some videos on the operating potential. I'll show you doing some shunting on it, just to show you what a great shunting layout it is. But it's also really nice just for watching trains go around, especially when you've got such a wonderful looking loco and running loco as that, which cost me less than £30. You just can't go wrong. Just can't go wrong. So those people hoping to see a return to 00, I think it's unlikely, to be honest. I've still got a few bits of 00. We've been selling it off. But the potential of N is just huge. So I am quite taken with this. Layout's probably sums up everything I like about N. So there we go. Thank you for watching. More videos out soon. We'll do an update on Doug's cabin and the bridge. And thank you as always for watching.